The other day I saw a message asking me to talk about the Minoans, and it reminded me of how during my master's I wrote a paper about whether or not the warrior graves in and around Knossos Palace on Crete were Mycenaean or Minoan. And during my research phase, I came across a paper talking about the strontium isotopes within the teeth of the warriors that were found in these warrior graves. And what's really neat is that what it does is it measures the radiation that remains intact throughout the human body or any creature, and basically they're able to figure out what part of the world you come from, and they're also able to help with the carbon dating. Words, English, so hard, right? Work with radiocarbon dating. Additionally, they're able to figure out what was the common or the primary diet of these individuals. And when they were going through the individuals in these warrior graves, they found that for the most part, they were very similar to the mainland Greece, the Mycenaeans. However, the older ones, the ones they found that were hundreds of years before, 1300 to 1100 were the main common ones found in and around Knossos, but ones that are very clearly Minoan, they discovered that these bodies genetically do not match the Mycenaeans on the mainland. Instead, their actual most common related ancestor was from Turkey. So we actually have physical proof that the Minoans were settled on Crete after having arrived from Turkey. So even though we consider, Crete Greek and everything, the original inhabitants, the Minoans as we call them, were not actually Greek. They were Turkish, essentially. And on top of which, if we actually look at the Minoan language, we don't know Linear A. We know we know Linear B, but we don't know Linear A. And Linear B is a form of the Mycenaean Greek, just written down and everything originally. It's syllabic. It's a syllabic language. But with Linear A, we know that it's the language used by the Minoans, but it's a different language altogether. So while I guess that might be a stretch to say that the Minoans by the different language were different peoples, it's still fascinating to see that the actual genomes within their teeth show that they're from Turkey as opposed to mainland Greece.